So now this is the time when we start applying some materials to our object. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to isolate this one, and let me just take a render if it works in isolation as well. Yeah, it does. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to editable poly, and let's hit the UVW unwrap to unwrap this model. And all you need to do is select all the faces and flatten custom, because right now our model will be applied some plywood kind of texture, so it doesn't really matter what kind of if it is like a little bit different from top to the side. All you need to worry about is that it should not be stretched. So we have taken care of that. Then the next thing that I'm going to go do is I'm going to go to my material editor, and let's choose a VRay material. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to call it wood material, and also I am going to provide you guys the textures to do material editing, so you should be able to work with it. And then I'm going to choose a bitmap image to for this one. Let me just go to textures, wood. So I'm going to use this image as my diffuse here, and as you can see, I am not able to see it right here. So what I'm going to do is select this and apply it on that and show material on this one. Now what actually happened, let me just, sorry about that, let me take a look what really happened here. If so I need to pause the video right now, and I'll let you know what's actually happening. So actually the thing is, let me go back here. When we use the UV unwrap, I actually forgot that nothing was saved. So again, let me redo it, select all the faces and custom flat it. So now here you can see that the texture is pretty good right over here. And if I apply turbo smooth, make sure that nothing gets stretched, or even if though this gets stretched, what you can do is put the unwrap right above it, so that it shouldn't affect on yeah, maybe that will work better. Anyways, so the next thing that we are going to do is for our, let me just bring on one more bitmap, and this is R. So this goes to our reflection map. This is reflection map, and let's see if it does make any difference to it. So what I'm going to do right now is simply disconnect this, and let's take a render of just this part. And if you see, let me turn it off. Let's take render only from this part. So this is coming out actually pretty nice. Before even adding any reflection map, we need to see if any different is does create. Actually the textures are downloaded from textures.com, which is really good site to get textures from, and there are actually quite a lot of textures that you can get from there. And another thing that I want to tell you guys is that just a second, S goes, let me see which map is this one. I guess there is one more map, and yeah, this is the bump map, so we can apply it to the bump. So as I was telling you guys that these textures are already pre-customized for really good looking things, so you don't need to worry about that for the textures. And another thing that I want to tell you is, so we got diffuse, reflect, and this should go to reflection glossiness. All right, so we have added all of these. Let's see what kind of render we get from this one. So as I told you, everything is predefined, so it's obviously gonna the settings are really good, so it's obviously gonna create really good output for this wooden texture. Here you can see that the reflections are already showing up here, which is actually kind of good, and the texture is also really nice. So once you get some textures that are already made for few stuff, you don't need to worry about too many settings. So all you need to do now is apply it to different objects that you were planning to anyways. So I'm going to use UV unwrap on this one as well. So open UV editor. Let's see if the unwrap worked. Pretty fine. Anyways, so now what I'm gonna do is extract this floor from the walls. So all you need to do is detach it, make it a separate object, and also I am going to apply the wooden material to our floor as well, and also we need to unwrap it. So custom flat. And if you can see that if you are not happy with this result, you want maybe a little bit not too stretched out, all you need to do is open up your UV editor and just scale it out to make it really good one. Anyways, once you are done with that, you can go to your camera settings, the camera view, and you can just open up, try to render some of the areas. This looks quite nice. Now what we are going to do is we are going to apply some materials to wall, concrete, and else. So for the concrete, this is actually pretty same thing. All you need to do is use those textures in different slots. So I'm gonna pause this video once I apply the textures for rest of this, because I just don't want to waste too much time, because the procedure is pretty much same. So let me just pause it. So I have placed in a few more frames right over here, and I applied a new material for concrete, which is actually the exact same process just like we did for the wooden. And let me take a render now, and as you can see that it's coming quite a lot better than what we actually wanted. I don't know about you guys, but what I actually wanted, it's better than that. So the next thing that I'm going to do is, it's actually now we need to download the models and add it to our scene right over here. Now to download the model, what you can do is you can go to the 3dsky.org, and I can't actually show you the website right now, but you can get a ton of free models from that website. And right now I'm gonna use one from that website as well. So I'll take a little break and I'll get some models from that website, and I'll be back and we will take final render and do a little bit of color correction in Photoshop. So I have placed a few models that I downloaded from 3dsky.org, and I will give you the link in description if you want to download the same models. They may not match up with the scene, but they actually looks good for our scene. And here you can see that you can even add this shelf over here if you want to. Let me just drag it out somewhere around here, if that's visible in our scene. I guess, yep, it is visible, but not so good. So you don't want to add everything to your scene. So anyways, this was to give you an idea how you can add stuff to your scene into 3D. And once you take the final render, we can work with post-production now. So I'm gonna start off with the render. So I took my render and I brought it to Photoshop. The size is not too much, but it's good for start at least. So what I'm gonna do now is, there are a few things that you can do. Maybe you can increase the brightness of your scene, but you need to increase the contrast a little bit as well to match up with the scene. Another thing that you can do is you can work with color curves. They give nice bit of brightness, as well as you can add really good color to it if you are able to match it up a little bit. But there is one thing that I most of the time do is I apply a really good gradient maybe that matches up with the scene. So if I want to make orangish from the top, and I'm going to go for little maybe purplish or sky bluish kind of color on the bottom, and now maybe you can just simply invert it, hit OK. Then I'm gonna change the mode to overlay mode, and that's gonna do some of the work. Then I just decrease the opacity, and sometimes if you are doing some photography kind of thing, this thing works out a lot, but might not be in this situation, because in this situation we actually need the blues to reduce just a little bit, and maybe you can increase the reds in your scene to make it a little better. And there is one more thing, that if your scene have some kind of light coming out from some direction, then one thing that you can do is create an empty solid black layer and just render out a lens flare to it, and place it somewhere from where your light is emitting. Just increase the amount a lot more, and maybe then you can put it on some multiply or overlay or screen. Yeah, screen mode does look well. So this works really well if you are having some sort of maybe light emission from some direction. Then you can create really good lens flare to that. So that was it for our simple interior room. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and hope you guys like the tips if you got any. So you can like the videos, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any suggestions for me, just comment in the comment section, and I'll see you guys later.